Howdy folks, welcome back. I'd like to put a little disclaimer on this video. The images and diagrams used in this video are for educational purposes only. Some of the images in this video may be disturbing, so this video is for mature audiences only. Here we go. So what you're looking at here is a sun halo. And you can see that we have some chemtrailing going on. There's a plane that's flown through here. And when these chemtrails disperse, they make the sky hazy. And when the sun shines through that haze, it creates this sun halo effect. Now, when you look at this, it also appears that maybe it could be a planet that's in between us and the sun, causing a gravitational lensing effect. So I want you to take note of how bright it is here in the center region and a little darker around the edges with what looks like a rainbow type halo at the very fringe. Also take note of this beam of light shining out down the bottom here. And I'm going to take you to another image. Okay, in this image here, here's another sun halo, and you can see what appear to be some sundogs here on the side, and also this beam of light coming down from the bottom. Take note here, look how dark it is right here in the foreground. If this is the sun shining, why is it so just like dark in this foreground here? If anybody's ever been up on the mountain on a sunny day, it's usually really bright. So I want you to take note of the shadow here, the little beam coming down the middle. Here we have our sun halo again, and notice how the light is like beams wrapping around from these points, from the top down, from the bottom up. There seems to be light coming around the edge towards the middle, almost as if a magnifying glass is taking the light and focusing it to the middle. Okay, I'm going to take you to another image here in a second that's going to knock your socks off. So in the first image, that was chemtrail dust diffusing the light. Here, this could be ice crystal dust from the cloud. Okay, so if we were to see something like this image in the vacuum of space, where there's no clouds, there's no chemtrail material, there's just a vacuum of space, we shouldn't see an image like this. It should just be the straight up sun. So hang on, this next image is about to knock your socks off. Okay, this image is taken from the space station. Here we have our halo again, which shouldn't be happening out in space. There's no dust particles, there's no clouds out here in space. This is the vacuum of space. We should not be seeing this sun halo effect out in space. Only if there is another object between us and the sun creating a gravitational lensing effect. Note the white streak coming down here again. This is the curvature of the Earth. Over here off to the side, once it's illuminated, you'll see some machinery on the space station. I'm going to put this into motion, and I want you to watch closely. See that shadow down below? Watch how when this thing moves, look at that shadow move with it. Another thing I want you to watch at the very end of this video here, note how when the Earth moves up into alignment with this, you're going to see this shadow cast, and then you'll see some changing in the light. See that? See how once we get out of the shadow of this object, it gets extremely bright down here again. I'll run it one more time for you. See how, bam, see how bright it gets? Here comes the shadow coming down across the top right up here. See how bright it is down here without that, when we're not in the shadow of this object up here? Let me run back through this one more time for you guys. See how it's all dark down here? See that shadow creeping in? And then goes away. See all this machinery over here? This is from the space station. This is out in space. There shouldn't be any sun halo effect out in space. So what we're looking at here is an object that's between us and the sun. And it's gravitational lensing going around the edge of this, refocusing in the middle of this. Note how this is all like it's not perfectly round. Usually an image from the sun, from space, should be nice and perfectly round. But this is all diffused because this light is bending around this object from the top, the bottom, from every 360 degrees angle, coming back to a focal point here in the middle. So this should not be. This is not from ice crystals or from chemtrails, because there aren't ice crystals and chemtrails out in space. This is an object coming between us and the sun, creating this gravitational effect. I believe that maybe some of these chemtrails that they're doing and causing these sun halos they're plausible deniability. You know, they can say, oh, that's just a halo caused from the clouds or from the ice crystals, or that's just a halo caused from the chemtrails. When in actuality, it's because there is a planet that's coming in between us and the sun, a black planet with so much mass and so much gravity that it bends light and causes a gravitational lensing effect, making this halo effect. I got a little demonstration I'm going to show you here in a minute. Just real quick in this diagram here, this is a galaxy that's behind another galaxy. The galaxy in between us is causing a gravitational lensing effect, and you get just a slight tinge of the border around here where the light is diffused and bent at the very fringe. Okay, I wanted to give you a little diagram of how gravitational lensing really works. Okay, here I have a little display of some crystal balls and a little flashlight here, and I'm going to reproduce the gravitational lensing effect. As I shine this light through the ball here, I want you to see what's happening. See how it's diffused in the middle? Dark around the edges. Sorry, I'm trying to do the best I can. Hold this still. Dark around the edges, diffused in the middle, and light still coming around the edge. Just like a magnifying glass. And the closer you get in, the more defined it becomes. The more you pull out, all of a sudden you can start to see the borders. So this is the same effect that we're getting from this big planetoid, is light is going around it and refocusing at a focal point on the back. Just like this. Oopsie. Sorry, I'm trying to do the best I can with this. Okay, this is a little demonstration of what we're talking about here. That's how it works. Okay, and one last little diagram of how this works. Here's our object on one side. Here's our gravitational lens in the middle. The light bends around it, even over the top and the bottom, all the way around it, and refocuses at a focal point here. So this is the effect that we're getting here. It's called gravitational lensing. There's not an artificial sun. There's not a sun simulator. It's these objects passing between us and the sun that are causing these effects. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll be back another day with more. Hope you enjoyed.